if Andrew Tate is a big guy, though, you're a look, I'm everywhere I go, 99th percentile of guys in size. I'm 6'3", 240.
240.
240, yeah. You got the legs. You can check them out.
You never get checked at the bar.
Never.
Like, nobody does. Yeah.
No, nobody checks me at the bar.
There's
exactly.
That 240 range is safe.
It's safe. You've never been checked at a bar either, right? You're just too big.
Well, I'm the loudmouth. I always get checked.
So you get into fights. I've seen that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you look at how many fights I've been in with my earpiece on, it's like almost 80% of them. That means I'm a good guy. Because that means I'm at the work, I'm doing security. Sure. It's not like I'm at a party, street fight, I'm not doing that. It's not like I'm drunk fighting people, but, well, I'd be drunk and high at work, so. And I'd start it.
So this is where, so you told me you were a bar, like you were a bouncer at a nightclub. It's funny that Danny, the guy that normally sits right there where you're at, Danny Mullen, he was for a long time also a bouncer.
Does he bring it up like me obsessed with bringing it up?
Yes, because he says it was an interesting job, like you say. Like well, first of all, he was in some brawls, Yeah. He did get into
LA.
some. It was in San Fran where he did it.
Okay.
But what was your experience like, and what do you think? How has it shaped you as a for your content?
I mean, if you took out the 5 years of 7 nights a week, 3 jobs, never sleeping, didn't see sunlight for 5 years, only stayed with murderers, and my dumbass didn't even know they're murderers for like 2 years, right? I thought we're just having fun.
Were these Albanians? Because I know you're Albanian.
I wish they were Albanians, but no, these guys were, believe it or not, Muslims, right?
Okay.
And then I started getting into nicer clubs with the white guys, and they were like the hell.
When you say murderers, what kind of murder was this that they were committing? Like, was it like maybe like gang violence? Or
I mean, like everyone in town knows that nigga stabbed someone, but nobody talks about it in the party. And my dumb ass, I was so innocent when I got in, so I was like, yeah, that's a funny joke.
Where was this where you were bouncing?
This is Vancouver, Canada, which is such a peaceful place, the best, most peaceful place. But the murder capital is Surrey, which is like 20 minutes away.
So are you Canadian?
No, I'm a refugee there. Like I went there, I was like 6 when I went there.
So you were born in Albania?
I lived in Canada.
Kosovo, right? Albanians from Kosovo. In 1999, Clinton Foundation brought us here. That's why they say I'm CIA. Because like this guy can't get canceled. He made way too much money with such a little following.
To be honest, I would throw you into into North Korea, and I think you'd be friends with Kim Jong-un in a day and a half.
I'm the weakest guy in my high school, bro. I'm not a fighter. I'm not aggressive. My first fight I got into in Bar None, working for Paymon, these guys, I choked, I froze, and in front of all the beautiful girls, my crush. And they didn't say anything. Nobody made fun of me.
Girls don't care if you lose a fight.
Well, that's the thing. Everyone jumped in, even the young guys in a big brawl. You got to do your security job in these dirty clubs. But when I froze and we went underground and did the incident report and police, I've never wanted to end it more than being the only coward there. Big. I was the biggest guy there, and I
Why
froze.
would you say you're a coward, though? What made you a coward that night?
Because I had weight. I was a bodybuilder. I was 255 pounds. But the smaller guys, they all did their job, and I froze. I was like, I could not wash that fucking shame.
They needed you in there, though? Or were they just handling it really well, and you were like, whatever, or they needed you?
The worst night they've ever had. They
needed you. All right.
But none of the... And you get fired, obviously, but they don't tell you. They just kind of cut you off the schedule.
They fired you for that?
Well, it's like this. It was such a scuffle that they didn't point fingers of who did what. They didn't know what I did, but the energy in the room was... Because Zherka's not hype writing the incident report, why is he not stimulated? He didn't move. Because everyone else is like, dude, I was here. He punched me. He did that. I don't know why. I've never been in, I'm just
It was your first.
Yeah, it was my first time.
We can say this. As a giant guy, how often, there's just never an opportunity for a fight because everyone...
Well, no, I was working security.
But you were working security.
So I had to, yeah.
You had to at that point. But what I'm saying before that, how often had you ever been in a position where you needed to fight?
Zero. Just brothers, which were very aggressive. But there's something about strangers where you always think he's gonna poke me. He's gonna kill me.
With a knife.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter how small he is.
The knife is what matters.
Nobody understands a dude my size. When I fight a Vietnamese gangster that's 5'2",
right.
I swear I'm more scared than him.
Well, yeah.
I have no idea why, but I'm way more afraid.
Well,
and usually I fucking knock his ass out. But it's that knife thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
but as a big guy, I don't go out and go, I need pepper spray. I don't go out and go, I need a fucking taser. I just go out and I'm like, no one's going to come at me because I'm 6'3", 240.
Yeah.
But when someone does, you're right. Then it's like, it's on and I know a billion little guys that carry weapons.
Yeah.
I know. I think
if
every little guy, if you're a little guy, you should carry a
you
weapon.
should. And you got to draw it
should.
fast. We're going to fucking spark you quick. But
Yeah.
check this out.
Yeah.
If you were very poor and only could do dirty bars and clubs, I think even the big guys carry. I really
You have
do.
to.
Yeah.
And I think, dude, to be honest, enough situations in the world where I've seen like shit go down, I think pepper spray is the most effective.
I've been maced, and I'm going to tell you, that shit works.
It works,
I've
dog.
never in my life wanted, Mom! That is,
Dude,
you
how
can't
was it?
breathe on it.
How bad was it?
It was so bad that I've never, as much as a political operative I am, and I'm fearless, I'll do anything for my type of politics to be pushed in the world, I'll never go to a rally, riot, none of that shit. That's how bad it, bro.
Damn.
And they mace the big dudes first.
They
The
mace the
cops
big
go,
dudes.
fuck this bitch.
Always, bro.
Fuck.
We're too big.
Yeah.
Have you ever
He's
gone to
out
a
of
bar
line.
where the bouncer's like, hey man, like if you really get out of hand, I don't have anybody to handle you. Like you might not. Have you ever not gotten let in a place because you're so big?
It was more for my reputation because I was
okay,
the most
yeah.
violent guy in my city. Because
they were like, yeah.
people are like, yo, he stays with all the murderers. They're all 45, 33, 35. He's 21 and he's the most violent. So they're like, because I had nothing to lose, really. And I was so fucking high on these drugs that I swear to God, put a lie detector next to me with my buddy Mo. The craziest story I've told this story on my stream, but it was like 1,000 viewers. This is the craziest story that ever happened. My best friend's my mentor, this Saudi, right? He's like this gangster who taught me everything. He pretty much bought me out. He's like, oh, you work VIP security, you make this much money, you're gonna start selling drugs, or I'm gonna tell the owner you're fired. You know how that goes. So I go, I guess I'm selling drugs for this fucking Silk Road camel fucking whatever.
What kind of drugs were they selling for that guy?
Everything except my city. We don't do psychedelics. Only,
Really? No
only
shrooms?
all the psychedelics
Vancouver?
guys. Well, no, they love it, but they're in a gas town part of town in the clubs, and that's like where it's like the broke people. Because the upper guys were like making millions, the psychedelics guys were kind of just like raving. So that's why I never did psychedelics because I realized, yeah, you can make millions with psychedelics, but you always go to that weird place.
That one guy.
That La La Land. They're looking for a psychedelic.
You
life.
can
Yeah.
do it without going to fucking raves. And
I'll tell you this.
Do it in your
I'll tell you,
home.
when I read about the CIA experiments of LSD and all the psychedelics, there's never been a bigger psychological operation on the youth than psychedelics. Like
Really?
literally.
What about mushrooms?
There's
bro?
All right,
nothing worse than psychedelics for your mind because think of weed times a million. Anything that's making you hyper introspective
Yeah.
turns into self-aggression, which is depression and hatred. Your mind isn't, especially chemically enhanced, supposed to go inward because when it's going inward, you talk to a buddy and everything they say about you, even if it's mild, is going inward and hurting you. Who am I? You start getting very insecure. Look at John Zherka. You'll never see more outward energy in an
gotta go
influencer.
forward, baby.
It's all uppers, bitch. Let's go
Forward. Let's go.
But yeah, I hate psychedelics, and every time I bring this up, every party I've went to, I killed the vibe. People get really aggressive if you say I hate shrooms.
Yeah,
they get really mad.
In LA, bro, shrooms
whatever.
is like in LA.
Shrooms
it's
saved
like,
my life, bro.
Oh my god! The shroom could save the world. Shrooms could save the world. It's like I also know dudes that never been the same after shrooms.
I'll say this: if you can't speak confident, if you can't lie confidently to a police officer, that drug you should never take.
Oh,
That
bro,
is-
dude, I'm great.
That's a good point. I love
great
that
on
analogy, dude. I love
That drug will make you rich.
That's a good point, guys. I guess that means that you're gonna have to watch your shit a little bit. You can never lose complete control.
That's why I hate weed, by the way. You
lose control, bro.
bro,
Your eyes are red. You can't talk to a cop on weed.
You could be high on weed and a cop could
I
just be
can, bro.
friendly for a conversation and you're literally sweating.
Yeah,
it's weird.
No. Dude, I mean, if I'm gonna, if I
different,
know that
man.
I'm gonna
crazy.
smoke some weed, I actually prefer. I think I could. If I had to drive, I prefer driving drunk than with weed, dude. Just if a cop calls me over, if I
That's
had to.
fucking crazy.
I'm telling you.
Yo,
What?
You're saying that here? You got balls,
If
bro.
I prefer, dog.
I really want to chime in, but maybe later.
Hell
You're
yeah.
fucking killing it,
My
bro.
man, dude.
I'll say it like this, bro. I drive better when I'm drunk.
Let's go.
I'm kidding. No,
Hey,
because
I'll
there's
tell you-
like mothers against drunk driving. We're not trying to trigger people.
No, and if
Fuck
we
them.
are going to drive drunk, it's only going to be under the speed limit or not. I don't drive drunk anymore, all right? But I've done it
fuck
before, and it's stupid.
Drive coked out and you'll drive the old lady
Yeah.
home. You'll help everyone out.
Yeah, coke
No, I'm
coke
kidding.
driving, dude. Coke driving's probably not going to hinder you much.
No, I'll be honest. As toxic as I am, I'll go anywhere. I'm free speech. I'm fucking fearless. I'll never platform drunk driving.
That's right.
There's something about have you ever met one of those moms that lost 4 kids?
You never want to talk about it. You never
Bro,
want to see it again.
I need an extra long lunch break
Yep.
at the club just to cry for her.
Thank you,
I
bro.
can
Yeah.
never talk to those
You
women,
can never
man.
once you meet someone who lost someone to a drunk driver, you never want to drive drunk again.
And it's
trust
always
me,
a
I've done
bunch.
it.
It's
And I've
always
done
a
it.
bunch.
Yeah,
They'll
it's
lose
always
like a
bunch.
whole bunch of family. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, once you see that, like it's got to be one of the most fucked up things.
And really think about it. Really, like we're being serious. You miss your step when you're drunk. Whoa, how did I? Oh, there's a step.
Yeah.
That's literally you killed him on the road.
Yeah,
That's,
I mean,
oh shit, I hit him. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. And it doesn't matter how loaded you are, bro. Don't do it.
that's right. Don't do it.
But we're gonna go back to being funny, right?
No,
Kill people.
I want the Saudi story. So you started selling drugs for the Saudi,
Well, I had to. Yeah.
and then what you were going into a story, and you said it was a crazy story.
Yeah, I froze, and I grew up with anime and masculinity and Dragon Ball, and I always thought I was a badass because everyone's you're so big, everyone's afraid of me, and I'm like, I didn't think I'd free you. There's big guys brawling, and usually when I'm seeing street shit, it's more like grappling and stuff. This was swinging, and well, they're swinging, and then there's when they're landing, knuckle on flesh. It's not boxing, bro. It's way different. Bare knuckle like
is
in
crazy.
a street fight is so fucking different from the sport of boxing.
boxing, yeah.
I've seen every fucking boxer in my city, amateur, professional, whatever the fuck, they get killed by hockey players.
Yeah.
Have you seen how hockey players fight in their fucking games? And I'm like, the hockey player don't even have technique, but he yanks you and he
Right.
beats the shit out of you.
It's a
And
very
4 seconds of
straightforward-
momentum
They're
and your
huge,
jaw's
yeah.
broken.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I said, street fights are not a sport.
Right.
And street fights are really, when you step on the gas, momentum, you won, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Zherka gets 3 shots on you, what do you think? I'm going to stop? You're done. You're never going to recover. But in boxing, bobbing, weaving, hiding behind glove,
Right.
movement, and since it's glove, you can take 3 shots sometimes,
yeah, it's-
especially lighter guys. So boxing, you're like kind of not human. You're like a superhuman.
Yeah.
But in the street, you get clipped and you go, that's what another
How
human
many street
packed."
fights have you been in?
I've been in so many in a haze of a high and drugged out state that you'll never see me take a picture with a fan without going, yo, what?
Really?
You'll never.
Wow.
Every fan that takes a photo. There's one at the airport. It's like fucking 13-year-old kid. And I guess he was trying
Been
to be
arrested then, obviously, from
Yeah,
street
have
fights
you
or
been
no?
arrested from?
I know you've been arrested, but have you? What for? I mean, we can talk about that. Why have you been arrested?
I'm a good person.
I think you're
I'm a
good
great
guy.
person. I'm a great person.
I
But
think you're a version of me. I mean,
All
if
right.
they looked at our DNA, you'd be very similar to me. So I know you're a good person, even though a lot of
Yeah,
people
I get-
probably think you're not a good person.
the cops helped us security guards because we helped them, but like I was violent where you're supposed to hold them down and shit.
Yeah.
You know how most of the security work when you win is grappling?
Mm-hmm.
I would strike when I'm winning on top. And this got me in so much trouble.
God, dude.
Like in my head, because I was watching UFC, bro. And really, I want to strike. I don't
And
want
when
to
you're that
grapple.
big, I mean, you're heavyweight. So I know my dad was a boxer in New York, and I grew
go.
up.
Let's go.
He was Golden Gloves champion in the 70s. He told the heavyweights, bro, it's like one punch, bro.
Yeah.
Even a shitty heavyweight,
Yeah.
even the weakest heavyweight, throws his arm out at you. If he connects,
Yeah.
it's a problem.
I said
So
this,
you were killing these
I-
guys on the ground.
I said this once before. Temperament is the fight. You look at the difference from Logan and Jake Paul when they weren't actually training good, when they just started. There's a snap and electricity to Jake Paul
Yeah.
that comes from temperament.
Yeah.
You can't train that. Some people just got the dog in them.
He's got the
and
dog
that's
in
why
him.
I say if you're 6'4", 250 pounds, aggressive,
Yeah, it's gonna.
you can kill Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
145 pounds.
Yeah, you can kill him.
You can murder him. When I
Right.
said this live, it was 100,000 views. Every comment making fun of me that I'm wrong. And then professional MMA fighter
Agreed
Jens
with you.
Pulver got on a podcast and he said, Zherka, the whole internet clowned you for the most obvious correct answer.
Now,
like, bro,
do you think Bradley
there's
Martin-
weight classes for a reason.
There's